back, folks, for another video of our last day in Sand Hollow. This is the Fallen.
This is an awesome day of crawling. It has a lot of cool obstacles in it.
I'd say Fallen is probably one of our favorite trails.
We got Bryce in the lead here, working our way up. Did we get into the Fallen yet?
Oh yeah.
We cross.
One thing about the Fallen is it's technical, but there's not a lot of risk involved. I guess the big crack.
It's the worst.
Yeah, it's the worst.
All these obstacles have names. They're after wars. Next time we go through, we'll name them all as we go through because it's really cool.
I got the tag there on the first one. I think I missed a couple later on.
This one's a really good one because there's bypasses on obstacles that get really tough. So this is a great trail to go. And then if you want to do it, you can. If you don't want to do it, you can do the bypass.
Nice to have rear steer because you don't have to back up. Tight spots.
There's another one right here. Is that Vietnam War?
This day was no wind and really hot.
I think it was 94 degrees this day.
Well, hot for us Coloradans.
Yeah. Oh, look at Jake's got himself a hovercraft.
Jake, did you get another ball joint?
Did we know how Jake did this?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I saw it right off.
Why did it do that?
So we got Jeff Proof coming around and he's going to winch him over. He broke 2 ball joints. Good thing we had 2 spare ball joints. I think in about 30 minutes or so we had him fixed up, ready to go.
I was going, Bryce, why are you having me go this way?
Hard passenger.
I don't know what he did.
Yeah. I need a winch Jake over. I need a winch Jake over. Jake's broke. I want your front end right here.
Now I know why he had me drive. I'm like, is he just having me drive up this hill for no good reason?
Just wanted a good photo pose.
Right.
Just wanted a good photo shoot. Look at that background.
It is beautiful. And I'm like, oh.
I'm going to take a moment to thank all my sponsors. Yeah, notice when something breaks, Jeff's gone. He's wheeling. He gets to use his front winch and his back winch.
The winches on this work incredibly well.
And they're quiet.
Yeah. These are 6,500 pound winches
Yeah.
on this, which is, it's a good amount because it's not an overkill winch, but it is.
We didn't want to put one of those big truck 12,000 pound winches
No.
on it. It's just too much.
Well, Bryce did and Jeff did.
Yeah.
Jeff's like, why stop at 12,000? We can put they have a 20,000 pound winch. Why don't we use that?
I think I might have a ball joint, Jake. I have to look. I thought I heard something pop.
So that was.
We got it. We turned the camera off when we were working. We don't like to watch. We don't like to have people watching us work.
We don't like to work.
We don't like to work. That took us about 6 hours.
I didn't have enough belly height. Yeah, just go for it.
That was a good little.
There goes Dad. He's Rocket Man.
My tip over gauge was shaking.
For some reason, I don't think the camera was on or something to get the rest of those people through there.
What do we got going on here, Wayne?
Reverse.
Why'd you go in the crack?
Oh,
You can see my hand signals in the. There.
Are you ignoring your spotter?
when you're looking in the air, you don't see nobody.
This is a crack.
Great.
There's a lot of cracks in Sand Hollow.
There is.
Here comes Jake with 2 fresh ball joints on the passenger side.
Let's hope he doesn't break another one.
We'll be doing a ball joint delete on this pretty soon, I'm sure.
Oh, passenger.
Crack's a little smaller when you're 96 inches long.
Yeah, that one. The width definitely helped on that.
These are a group of guys that came up and from, where are they from, Texas?
Texas, and then maybe a little bit somewhere more east, I think, maybe Tennessee.
Easy.
They were a good bunch of guys. They were good drivers. Some of them were really young.
Yeah, there was probably what, like 3 15-year-olds or something in
Yeah.
this group
Yeah.
driving. I'm not sure if this was one of them or not.
And it's funny because the next one was the Pro R.
This is actually what Jeff Proof looked like.
Yeah.
Used to look like.
It's amazing.
It was exactly like.
Yeah.
It had smaller tires than that, but that was pretty much stock right there. The day we wheeled Jeff Proof out of the trailer and looked at it, we were like,
I think this is one of the 15-year-old kids. Could have even been younger.
That's when he started.
we're like, how are we going to put 44s on this new thing?
They got a thing called pedal control that you can put on them. No, serious, and you can mash it, and it won't let you do that hump, and it stays your axle. Yeah, we got them on some, and it's most of the times they can't put their foot down on the floor, and they're just bouncing off.
It's very slid in there.
That one's kind of tough because there's a fine line. You gotta be right in the center of it. And with the narrower car, you gotta be a lot more technical with it.
Okay, we are at the Iraq War obstacle, the Z turn. See if I can do this one-handed.
So you can see there's a hole in the rock right there. See if you can see it here in a second. Where everybody's right there, right kind of above where my tire is. Everybody's winches hit right in that hole. Bumpers. Trick is just put your right front high up on the wall and it kind of pivots you around.
And that obstacle looks really challenging, but if you know the line on that,
Yeah.
definitely makes it a lot easier.
It's more of a fun one, I think.
It is.
Just how it works and pivots you around.
And that one too, you're always safe. If you did flop over, you're not going far.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy how it just turned right around for you.
There you go!
We got Jake.
And another thing to note too is keep your left rear down and not on the top of the rock.
I crawled that rock, but it felt weird. You could try to back up and crawl up it.
And it lets you pivot better. If your tire starts climbing up on top of that rock, it wants to kind of flip you backwards.
Okay.
And if you got a small tire like a 32, you can break a CV shaft with that right rear really easy, and that crack gets pinched in it.
Hold on, Jake. Hold on.
Actually, I think the second part right here is more challenging than
In that part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Never even lifted a tire. Never even lifted a tire.
I'm trying something different here.
Well, I was trying to spot two people at one time right here. Jake was still trying to get through, and Jeff was being impatient right here. He wanted to You know what we should try next time is drive straight up on the wall and then front dig it over.
Yeah, that would be good. is everything on this. Hey, your tie rod held up good.
Yeah, it's a good tie rod.
Now you're pinched.
We'll see if I listen to your hand signals enough, or if I just go rogue.
Yeah, your right rear fell down in that hole.
It should start setting down, Jeff. You should start setting down.
Got a little wonky.
Yep.
You got wedged in that wall. You were.
This is Wayne going up.
Real easy. Real easy. Real easy. Real easy. Turn hard that way. All the way that way. Hop the gas a little bit and your front end
So
should
you're
come
not
down.
listening again?
Hop it. Hop it.
Gotta have a megaphone.
That's a tight little spot right there if you go past it. It's definitely want to bind you up there.
That thing goes anywhere.
Just as we were helping that group behind us again
Yep.
get through. I don't think this was their first time here.
I don't think they've been to San Hollow before.
Yeah, so some of these we were wanting to help them out. Show them the line on stuff. This is where we take team. You spotted them through this half, and I spotted them through the second half of it.
Yeah, see how his left rear's up on the rock and not down on the lower shelf. Yeah, so right now we're trying to get his left rear down off the upper shelf there.
Yeah, you can back up. You got about 4 feet or so. Right? Driver and back up. Right? Can I go ahead and take the lift? I mean, if you want to. I don't. It might be a little. You tell me. You got me. I don't like it. I'd back up again. Hey, I just need that back left tire off of that shelf until this front end starts to climb.
It almost seems like the longer wheelbases are harder on this one too.
Yeah.
Perfect. We're in the same spot. Hold on. Let it roll back. I just need to get that tire off that ledge.
Kind of pinned up on this rock over here.
Yeah, those Pro R 4-seaters, I don't know what the wheelbase is on them, but they're long.
Come forward, really hard driver. Go real slow.
Yeah, these tires still not on the hinge point there.
Back up a tiny bit more. All right.
You can see how hard his steering is.
Yeah, you can see him fighting it.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
always
good.
always forget just having hydraulic steering. When I say turn, we all turn, and then I forget with people that don't have it. Okay, well, turn when you can.
Right. Or it's a turn in progress.
Yeah.
You just kind of turn as you go.
One of these guys shot straight up. One of these two-seaters, I can't
think
remember
it's
which.
him.
Perfect. You meant to do that, right?
Pretty good crowd for
sketchy, isn't it? I think it popped right up.
Yeah. Probably a little fucking sketchy in there.
All those Pro Rs keep making a pop in that hub over there when they hit that rock.
I know.
And we got the last one going up here.
I think this one came around really clean.
After this, it was getting a little later in the day, and these guys wanted to,
Yeah, I think they dipped out.
so they left us here.
Well, I think the one tried.
Yeah, he did. Now we got Bryce.
This is pretty technical, Crack. I think the entrance to it is probably the hardest part.
Hang on, you're gonna have to back up, Bryce.
Yeah, getting lined up to start it.
So you got to get all the way over to that wall.
And there's like a little divot down there your left rear will fall into that you don't want to.
I did the crash the truck. I did the went back there with the bush. Cup. And then
Got that back.
That's where Tracy rolled it last time, right there.
Yeah, right there. That was a doozy. So your back wheel should climb up that now instead of sliding in.
This is where tire pressure counts.
Yeah, you want your tire to flex on the rock there.
You're good. All right.
Getting in a spotter really helps out. You can't see.
Yeah, if your right side fell in, that's going to be a hard hit.
You come to me a little, Bryce. Come to me a little. Maybe don't fall off quite so early.
Ooh, I might need to come off. Am I good on that side?
Oh, way good.
Should I back up and come up there a little
Nope.
bit?
You make it.
That's a big hole, Jeff.
I was like, I don't know if Jeff is seeing this hole the same as me, but that's at
Okay.
least a Jeff row and a half tall right there.
No more back.
He was questioning your spotting skills.
Yeah, I think you would have made it though, because when you do come off the rock,
He's made it before.
it carries like you're carrying right now.
All right, you're good, Bryce.
It uses all your travel right there.
It does.
Would be cool. Somebody goes backwards down.
Oh, that would be tough.
Yeah. I would say this is a really good obstacle for Jeff Bruce.
Yes. Yep. And my tires, as this is day 3, they began to hook a little better. I can tell every day we're out, they just get a little better, a little better.
Sidewall is more given.
Back up, please steer that way. All right, start straightening it.
some good flex right there.
Yeah. See how vertical that wall is being parked next to it like that?
Yeah.
They're in the shade.
Yeah, they're smart.
Hey, next time you should lay down in there so you can film us driving over.
I
Just
don't,
wear a
think,
helmet.
I don't think I'm gonna fit in that crack.
We'll have to winch you out.
You're right.
Definitely gonna break some mirrors. Go in.
Let's get out of the way.
Yeah, see right there, that left rear, there's a little pocket right there. And you need to be just on the edge of that. And that Pro R's got nice clutching. You can just real easy crawl. There's no jerkiness or anything. That's actually on the same belt from the day before it got smoked in the Super Bowl.
Yes.
And it actually wasn't too bad.
And what's nice about that, when it shifts, when you shift in reverse to first, a lot of times you get that ratcheting. That one just goes right in. It's almost like putting your car in drive. It's so smooth.
And that's a good picture if you can snap that. Look at that flex.
That's articulation right there. You're all settled, you're fine.
54 inches.
Jake tried a few attempts at this and he had it, but his engine kept cutting out. I think he had a vent line plugged in his gas tank or something. We tried to, every time it started to climb, it started sputtering out.
Right there, Jake.
Later in the trip, though, it like worked itself out.
Yeah, it always does that.
You were on
Randomly do
it right when
It's
it
weird.
cut out.
There's always that one person in the parking lot.
And then what? Jeff goes up. Oh,
We'll go down.
which I think it's almost more tricky to go down it the way you have to start on it.
Yeah.
It's definitely testing the whole limits of the suspension there.
Well, that's crazy. I'm still.
You're still on the ground?
Yep, all of them. I think the problem was on this is that I have so much flex that that tire on a normal RZR would be up off the ground.
It would help carry up.
And it would help carry it up. So we ended up backing up here and rear steering into that wall so that I could get that tire up.
No, it went back to neutral.
I don't remember if we backed up or not. Oh,
Yeah, we backed up.
rear steered it.
Yeah, rear steered it up and on. So sometimes having too much flex is a little disadvantage, but
It's
very-
still cool.
very rare. Yeah,
That's why we got rear steer.
that's why we have rear steer.
Yes, sir.
We'll be up there in June and we'll come by and say hi.
That's where
You bet.
our newly found friends decided they were gonna go on. piece, you almost can't get your driver's side up on that wall enough.
Yeah, the higher you are up on the wall, the better off you are.
Yeah.
Keep more pressure on your passenger side there. That's a long drop in if your tires slip off that.
Feet down.
Actually, we could have started rear steering you back up on
Yeah.
right there. But you're pretty close to the bottom there.
That was a steep hole.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was buried that tire down in there.
That was awesome. I'm not sure if anybody's ever done that.
On to our next thing. I don't know if we knew where we were going or not. We were just going somewhere.
And actually, we by cruising around like this, we end up finding some really cool different trails to get on. And they'll be cruising along in the dunes like this, and all of a sudden you get a rock outcropping, and there starts a trail. Or you're at the top of the trail and you go down it and come back and go back up it. But this actually led us to a really cool spot that we had a lot of fun in.
Yeah, and if you know the name of it, just put it in the comments because we'd like to go back to it again. I think it was right up there above 777s, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And I think joint effort was right. We were right above joint effort.
Yeah, I think it's like where all those trails kind of came together there, and this one was at the top of.
It was at the
trail.
top in like a little pocket area.
Yeah.
It was definitely fun.
Yeah, good picture of Hurricane up back over there. It's like the entrance gate to the land of fun.
No idea what trail this is, but it's pretty cool.
And I think it kind of drops down in here in the shade too, which was nice because it was hot.
Yeah.
Got out of the sun for a bit.
I kind of want to park in the shade right here.
The hydraulic steering just works so good because you get down, all your weight's down on the front of your steering, and you can just turn your machine with your finger. You get Bryce's one-handed steering, and
One hand my camera.
One hand in the camera.
Yeah, so if any of you know what this trail is called, just leave a comment. I don't know if it's a trail or just like a playground area.
That was a tough spot right there. It was tough to get the razor pinned against that wall enough to stop, to not fall in the crack.
Yeah, and a spotter is really important on this one.
It's a one big long crack and it's kind of like an S, so, and you got to stay up on top of it the whole time.
You can see the lake, so yeah, if you recognize this little obstacle, drop the info down.
Right behind me was a pretty serious ledge. I'd say it's a buggy line for sure. We looked at it. Didn't feel like doing it though.
No, it was getting late in the day.
Late day, last day, been stuck down in there.
It's an obstacle, I just don't know what it's called.
Actually, my tires did well on this. They hooked that wall pretty good.
I think yours is the only one that didn't fall in.
Yeah.
Never knew you could have so much fun on the rocks.
Right.
Alright, good board.
Yes, this is the beginning of the crack that goes a ways.
This is probably the trickiest part because that rock on the driver's side there is real straight up and down, so it's real easy to slip off that.
Yeah, you hadn't been good against that side, so it didn't want to fall in.
You can see where people's.
Yeah, I've gone in.
I was one of them.
You were a little, I think, further down. We'll see here in a second where you're at.
I think Jake slipped in too.
Yeah.
We're actually rear steering it right now to get it back up on the wall.
Yeah, that's cool.
And that helped a lot.
Yep.
Rear steer is cool.
Everybody needs rear steer.
Yeah, if you want to be a cool kid, get rear steer.
I'm glad we left them sway bars on.
Yeah.
It felt a little shitty.
There's no sway bars on Jeff Proof.
I don't know what sway bars are.
You don't even know what a sway bar is.
That was nice being in the shade.
Yeah.
That was a huge rock cliff off to the left.
It makes your brain function a little bit better too.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but when I start getting that hot, I'm like, can't really think straight.
You're right.
people that pulled up, they're looking at us like we're nuts.
This is what we do for fun.
Why
And
do you guys
actually,
do that?
it was nothing real bad. It was just technical, and it
Yeah.
was just cool. It was just a really cool obstacle.
Yeah, so when the rear steer and the front steer doesn't give you enough steering,
You disconnect the rear
and front digger out.
like a wheelbarrow.
Getting the splines lined back up so we'll go back into 4-wheel drive.
Yeah.
I think Jeff got pretty used to his machine after
Yeah.
these 4 days.
Yeah, it was definitely a good learning experience on it. I'm looking forward to going to Moab.
This is where you keep your hands in at all times.
This is when having a nice low range really helps for this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And a non-burnt belt too. You don't want to be hopping through this kind of stuff. If you start breaking traction a little bit.
Now this one I should have kept you up on that wall harder.
It's just really hard because right where the left front tire is right now, it actually goes further in. It like it's like concaved right there. So as soon as you start going right there, it just
And what was crazy is that the way I had you, it looked like there was enough pressure that you were against that wall enough, but you'd see that it kind of caves out.
Yeah,
the rock comes out at the end,
it
right?
keeps pushing me.
Yep.
Yeah, just like that.
Make
Yeah.
sure you always keep your arms in on a crack, because anytime it can slip right in, and you wouldn't have an arm left.
That's what mine did.
And that actually ended up breaking your shock.
It actually broke it didn't look bad on camera, but in there, I actually bumped my head on the bar. It was pretty crazy. But the spacer that goes between your dual rate springs, that plastic spacer in there, it actually shattered it. It's the first time it's ever happened to me.
It's like, slow, I'm not moving.
Turtle!
Whoa!
I haven't moved. I can't pull over any further. Yeah, so having the windshield off for times like these is actually pretty nice because you can hear better. You can hear your spotter better.
Yeah.
A lot of people filming.
There's actually quite a bit of people there, huh?
They kept on showing up. We just had more and more.
So it must be one of them rare obstacles for people to show up.
Passenger.
With,
It's like Bigfoot sightings.
yeah.
Jeff, you gotta keep your arm in over here.
We got Jake.
I think Jake falls in
You
too.
definitely
he
gotta
does.
keep your arm
Yeah.
in over
This
here.
is the last one. I don't think any more else came through.
No, we were just the 3 of us, or 4 of us went through this one. Everybody else said, heck no. Left.
I looked up and there was buggies watching us, so I was like, oh.
I was just happy we were out of the sun. It was actually
Yeah.
really nice. I probably could have stayed there all night.
Yep.
Slow. Driver.
So this is where should have got him further up on that wall.
Yep. We'll live and learn, I guess. Because he fell in about the same spot I did.
Yeah.
Another thing is just because the wall is just concave right there. And you just lose all your traction against it.
And that rear tire loses its grip as well.
With having the rear steer for yours, we were able to turn it and get it back up on top there.
Yeah. But definitely, it can be a little further to the left there. Up on
I
the
think
wall.
basically exactly where I was.
It's pretty close, yeah. That was just so weird. I guess I didn't see that rear tire was didn't have nothing to grab onto.
Same exact thing as mine.
Same exact thing, yeah.
Somebody put some Dawn dish soap on the side or something.
We all did it.
Jake's like, you are not winching me.
He got wedged.
Yeah.
Might have to
But
winch
he got
him.
out.
And just when you think it's over, there's another one.
It's funny how his cleared up after spitting and sputtering and crap.
Yeah, something weird is going on with it.
Jake's put a little love in that machine.
He got his money's worth.
I'm glad his ball joints held up through that.
That would have sucked to fix a ball joint right there.
Yep, since we didn't have any left.
We didn't have any more left.
3 that weekend, wasn't it?
Yeah, yep.
Well, for him,
Yeah.
we don't have ball joints.
We'd have been using baling wire, duct tape, whatever we could to get it together to get them out.
So we actually left there, went down the sand wash, and there was a bunch of flipped over cars over there. We were wondering what was going on, and we actually left the day before Matt's off-road games was starting. So we sat here for a while and watched some tow trucks dragging cars around.
Dropping them off in ditches.
Dropping them off, rolling them over.
That's the tow truck Jake was going to need to get him out of that crack earlier.
It was crazy because when Cindy and I were driving up onto this and we were going up earlier, we saw 2 rolled over vehicles and we were like, what the heck is going on that they have 2 rolled over vehicles like 30 feet apart?
Yeah, we were coming down the sand dunes and Sarah was starting to freak out. She goes, oh my God, that must be a really bad trail over there. Everybody's flipped over.
What do we want to do?
Call 911. Everybody's upside down.
Here we are messing around a little bit, doing some crabbing.
The evenings are the best. Sun going down and getting cooler out.
One small step.
It almost looks like it does at the moon landing. Or in the moon crawler.
Yep.
Look at him break an ankle walking through here trying to film you.
Yeah, did you? Crab driving that thing is just, it's fun. It's just fun. It's just different because you never get to do it in anything. So it's.
And if you got a windshield on, it's hot. You can get more air through the cab by driving it sideways.
Yeah, right?
Little side winding going on. That's a pretty cool shot.
It was probably weird for Cindy sitting in that,
Yeah.
riding sideways.
Yeah.
That's a pretty picture.
That's a beautiful place.
Yeah. They take care of it. It's clean.
So after that, we decided
We didn't have enough. And
didn't
we're
have
going to do
enough.
some more.
we just did a little bit of nasty half before we had to leave the next morning. So
Yeah.
Is this the obstacle that
Real slow.
I get yelled at?
Yeah.
Real
no.
slow.
No,
that's further up.
That's further on.
I mean, I might have yelled at you here too. I don't know.
Look at the holes.
But last time we were here, what was it, about 2 years ago? I don't remember those holes being like that. But look at that. Somebody with the same exact wheelbase must have just sat there.
Sending smoke signals.
There's been a number of places like that where the rocks just dug out.
The after
Back
sheet
up a little
Yeah.
is bad too.
Yeah.
I just broke a portal a couple days before, and it was on my mind.
And I'm telling him, you're going to have to send it.
That's the first
bit.
time
Okay,
this
see if
told
you
me.
can give it a bump up.
Right. We don't want to tell Wayne to send it.
Do it again, but you have to do it harder.
And I got the boss over there going, I don't know. She usually don't get concerned.
This is weird because this is where Wayne is like chilled out and normally he would be just going.
Portal will clunk.
You're
You gotta
right.
give it more gas at the bottom. You're waiting too long to give it gas.
Gunshot.
Give it gas now and go.
That is a very steep obstacle.
It is
Yep,
steep.
keep going, turn left.
And look at you how up and down you are.
Mom's hair's in the back.
And it just, the camera just does not do it justice.
That's wheelbase. From going from 2-seater to that. Life changing.
All right, we got Jeff Proof.
Here comes Jeff with every light on.
Should make a song like that.
Every light in the house is on.
Right?
Look at that.
Every
He got his
light.
own line. That was a perfect evening ride.
quarter steer.
Now he's just showing off.
I'm pushing the buttons.
We're at the point where Jeff starts getting overconfident.
When you get up,
I don't know what happened.
get all the way up, you're going to be a driver, but go ahead and come up. Yeah.
All that stuff that fell out was cooler.
Driver.
See how Jeff
driver,
Rose
driver.
is listening right there. driver.
Which driver?
Oh,
Jeff's like, yes, I'm the driver. What do you want?
Right. I am driving.
Jake had some bad experiences in this area.
This is where he broke down last year, wasn't it?
He broke a ball joint in the crack a little further up, and we had to leave it overnight, and a bad rainstorm came in, so Jake was up all night crying because he thought his razor was going to be in the lake. It's going to be in the lake in the morning. I was like, well, if it's down there, it would be a lot easier to get.
Right. Easier to work on and everything else.
Yeah, Josh broke a couple things.
Here comes Rainbow Jake.
He's gonna fall in the same hole.
It's kind of hard to not.
All right, back up. You're going to have to give it a good bump.
Well, you know where the line's at.
What's crazy is I normally went up the steeper spot before this, right to the right of this spot, but there was no sand at the bottom of it, and it was a big
Straighten your
hole.
tire. Right now, dude.
Jake's a little late in the gas there.
And that's unusual for Jake.
Yeah.
Well, it's going to put you in the hole no matter what.
And now his machine's not sputtering.
Yeah.
Pepper! We need some hot sauce.
Right.
Why you turn?
We need commitment here.
Yeah. Pepper, baby, don't let off. Just go.
Now Jake's getting yelled at. Jeff's taking his frustrations out from when I yelled at him.
Jake, we love you.
Go, come up and hit it.
Go, Jake.
Go.
There he goes.
There you go. Yeah,
These kids are like, oh God, we've seen this before.
I was gonna say he should be on the PA. He is.
That was more like Tabasco.
Yeah, sometimes we have to speak Spanish to Jake.
Now this is when it's getting serious.
Yeah, this is a crack. This is where. Who do we got here?
That's me.
Don't turn it. Do not turn the wheel. You gotta stay straight longer than you think. Turn it that way. Now start turning the wheel. Driver.
I cannot believe it went up like that. That thing was steep.
Yeah, it was.
Alright, you might have to back up a little bit. Yeah, if you let your right rear fall in that hole, you go wham. Alright, that's it.
Next time we go, we just need to do it that right.
Yeah.
Oh, I love my gun.
And we definitely didn't want to get jammed up in here and had to leave our stuff overnight because that really wasn't an option because the off-road games, they were coming through there with big old wreckers. So.
This is where Jeff goes a little rogue.
Yeah, Jeff goes rogue on me.
I don't see Bryce up there. I mean, I'm feeling my way through this.
Yeah, okay. I said.
It looks like 2 UFOs are coming to land.
It does.
I said, this is not.
This is where Jeff Rose stopped listening. Yeah.
Passenger. Passenger. Driver a little bit. Driver. We're not up. We're not up. We gotta back up and get this rear up.
Get the what?
Get the rear up. The rear's not climbing yet. Yeah, we're fucking stuck. Hard driver.
Look at sand coming out.
Hold on. Yeah, we're stuck. Don't let this side fall in.
This is where width was not my friend.
Yeah, that's where I lost my camera. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe.
So I get wedged, and I tipped back, didn't I?
Tipped in the passenger.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm back there, I'm sitting there and I'm hanging on to my rear steer, and I guess I must have been hitting the rear steer or something.